A little background. I used to work as an employee at a small local pet store. Entitled Parent LS. Epps little shit me. Kool-Aid man. So I was working my normal shift someday in January, restocking the shelf items in the fish section. Epp and LS enter the building. Here we go. LS, who looks about 6 or 7, immediately runs over to one of the small fish tanks with glowfish. These usually grab any kid's attention due to the glow they give off. LS, mommy, look at the green Nemo. Epp, yes, I see them. Epp turns to me. Epp, I'll take 6 of these glowing fish. Me, oh, alright. I begin scooping up 6 glowfish in assorted colors. Me, do you have a tank and all the equipment for these fish? Epp, I have a tank. That's it. Me, well you need more than just a tank. Epp, okay then, show me what I need. I take Epp around and show her everything she needs. Filter, air stone and tubing, air pump, food, bacteria, etc. Epp, you expect me to buy all of this? Me, you have to otherwise the fish will die. Epp, fine. I take all the stuff up to the counter, along with the fish and scan it. It comes out to a pretty hefty price. Epp, what? I can't pay this much for some stupid fish. Me, it's not just for the fish, but also all of the equipment. Epp, can you just give me fish? I'm already paying a lot for the equipment. Me, I'm sorry, but we can't give animals away for free. This was the wrong thing to say. Epp, why not? It's not like you need these fish. You have too many of them anyways. Me, I can't give them away. It would cost us money and the fish may not be cared for properly. Epp, I will be filing a complaint on your website for denying us service. Epp grabs LS by the hand and begins walking towards the door. LS sees the fish on the counter and not in Epp's hand. This is when shit hits the fan. LS screams like a banshee with megaphone and runs into the aisles. Epp, get back here LS. LS, I want my fishes. LS then runs up to a cage filled with parakeets while I stand in confusion. LS, birdies. I want a birdie. LS undoes the latch on the cage, reaches in, and grabs a parakeet. As he does, the parakeet bites him with its sharp beak, causing him to scream and throw the bird at the ground. Hard. I run over, scoop up the poor bird, and look at it. Its wing was out of shape. I later learned it was broken. Don't worry, the bird was fine after the whole ordeal. I look at Epp. Me, get the hell out of here. Epp, why? He had every right to kill the bird. You took his happiness, he kills your bird. Remember the bird ain't dead. Me, leave. Before I call the police. Epp, fine. Let's go LS. On their way out, Epp knocks the fish bag off the counter, popping it and spilling the fish on the floor. I scooped up the fish as best I could and put them back in the tank. I also ended up calling my manager, who told me to take the bird to a vet a few blocks away. Last I remember, my manager received a complaint with Epp's personal info. Honestly, how stupid. My manager took legal action, but I never heard anything else. I quit 2 or 3 months later. If you're out there Epp, fuck you and your little shit of a son. So I work a job at a holiday resort, and I teach archery to mainly children. So of course I encounter some Epps. So let me share this story. I'm at work, and we close at 5 PM as we work outside, and after that, our main demographic, young children, start to get tired and go to bed. This M sees me taking arrows out of targets and shouts, "Is this place open?" I respond saying that it isn't and apologizing, and when I turn around, this old lady has come up past the safety ropes and has walked about 30 yards in the shooting range in order to tell me that her precious angel is going home tomorrow. I tell her that we had shut 2 hours ago and it was far too late to reopen. Most of the kit was packed and sent to storage. M then starts telling me that Eb gets straight A's and I should be rewarding her naturally as an A+ student myself. I congratulated the kid and gave her a gold star for working so hard. We had them to encourage kids. I then told M that she needed to leave the shooting range before my boss saw her. M then created a scene causing my co-worker, a very intimidating looking guy in his early 20s, to escort M out. When I finished collecting arrows, M is shouting at my coworker, and I step in at that point as coworker is getting annoyed. Listen miss, just because you believe the world revolves around you doesn't mean it actually does. Not my proudest moment, but hey, I was annoyed. It's at this point M pulls a typical Karen, may I speak to your manager. This line was absolutely hilarious to me, as my manager was on top of a 20-foot rock climbing wall that you can only accessible by climbing. Enjoy the climb. M storms off shouting and screaming with Eb dragging behind her screaming. Just another day at work. So little bit of backstory. I'm a pretty young boxer and had a few fights so far. Now for those who don't know, you want your mom's support, but you do not want her in your actual corner. I train my ass off for these fights, so obviously no amount of money could make me throw them. Fast forward to the match. M is entitled mom, B is her son, and E is me. The bell rings, and he refused to touch my glove, so already I'm thinking I want to destroy this person. A minute into the first, I dropped him with a left hook to the liver. His mom is screaming at the top of her lungs to kill him, knock his fucking head off. I can already tell that M is an entitled parent, so I smirk and wait for B to get to his feet. The round resumes, and he's swinging wildly, only to be dodged and countered. Same shot, same spot, on the liver, and I throw one powerful overhand right shot. He drops flat out cold, and M was pissed. As the ref raises my hand, she's screaming at me saying how her son deserved to win. I walked out of the ring, and while I was walking away, the M with B come up to me. M, you assaulted my son, I'm going to have you arrested. Me, I don't know what to say. You were here watching, this is called boxing. The M actually goes to slap me, and I grab her hand. She screamed rape, and B stepped in front of me. He stared at me before trying to swing back. Keep in mind I literally just knocked this idiot unconscious. I slip and counter with L. You guessed it, liver shot. He drops and I push M out of my way and went home and celebrated the win with my trainer, my team, and my family. I look back at this and laugh, but honestly, how dumb can you be? Boxing is a combat sport. I think that should be obvious to everyone. But I guess there's no limit when it comes to entitled parents. If you've seen my earlier stories, you know my context. If you haven't, here's a summary. Tourette syndrome, live in mostly Hispanic neighborhood, 5 feet 9 inches white, 13Y/O male, overweight. Got that? Okay. Key, ESM. Entitled sexist mom, RD. Rational daughter, me, a loser. Now, Florida is a mini Australia. Everything wants to kill you. You have venomous cottonmouths, dangerous brown recluses, and sexist women who claim to be feminists. I ran into one of these sexist women, ESM, and her rational daughter, RD. This woman had a male Tears t-shirt with a Jane jacket and that let me speak to your manager haircut. Her daughter looked around my age and had long dark hair. She was wearing a hoodie with a kawaii panda on it. I bumped shoulders with RD, I apologized, and ESM absolutely flipped. ESM, excuse me, me, yes ma'am. ESM, did you just touch my daughter? Me, oh, I just accidentally bumped into her, I didn't mean to, sorry. ESM, that's no excuse. I can see the hunger for sex in your eyes. You're just like all the other pigs that are men. You will burn in hell, you rapist. Me, what the ma'am? ESM, cutting me off. Don't call me ma'am. I have a name. It's some random name like Denise. Me, okay. ESM, will you please stop calling me a rapist? I just bumped into your daughter. That's not rape. ESM, fuming with rage. Okay smart guy, what is rape then? Me, rape is when someone forcefully has sex with another person. ESM, how dare you speak like that in front of my daughter? She doesn't need to hear that. RD, her face absolutely flushed. Mom, you're being extremely rude to this guy. He just bumped into me, nothing more. ESM, so you're just gonna let the men oppress you? If a man ever approaches you like this guy did, kick him in the crotch like this. ESM then tries to kick me in the crotch. I easily evade the attack, but she goes for the kill again. So I push her away from me, trying to keep this bitch away from my reproductive organs. This whole time, RD is trying to pull ESM away from me. Having enough of ESM shit, I threatened to call the cops. ESM told me to go ahead and call them. They'll listen to her, and not some male pig like me. I call them, saying that a woman has repeatedly tried to hit me in the knockers and has used hate speech against me. The cops arrived, and bitch-face McFuckweed got slapped in cuffs after several witnesses, RD included, said that she had tried to assault me. RD was picked up by her father, and I learned that her parents had gone through a divorce, and after ESM convinced the court that the dad would abused RD, she won custody. Let's just say RD is now happily living with her father out of state. Did you enjoy this video? Leave a like and subscribe to Brody for more.